It is often said that the most important duty of a government is to prioritize and ensure the well-being and safety of its citizens. But after narrowly being killed by my own government, I wondered if the opposite was not the case. Did I do something wrong? Was the social contract not applicable to me? Is the social contract a mirage, a deceitful notion? These questions raged in my head. It was October 2020, and while many governments all over the world were working hard to provide for and protect their citizens, in the wake of the devastation of COVID-19, relief materials which were donated by the World Health Organization and other NGOs were willfully hoarded by Nigerian politicians and led to rot in underground warehouses where they were hidden from the hungry eyes of impoverished Nigerians like me who were on the brink of survival and who needed those relief materials. As if enough had not been done to me, I was on my way back from visiting a friend who lived in Lagos mainland when a pickup truck with the inscription, Special Anti-Robbery Squad, cornered our bus. 6 hooded men jumped down and ran towards our bus, brandishing their guns, which were cocked and pointed at us. I became afraid. I had heard of people being shot and thrown into the river. The thought of being shot and let to bleed by the lonely roadside gave me a panic attack. When the men got to our bus, they dragged us down and made us kneel by the roadside, our hands on our heads. They asked us to give them our phones and our personal gadgets, but we refused. We demanded to know what we did, but they attacked us, kicking and hitting us. I couldn't get myself to give them my phone or my personal gadget. Tears were streaming from my eyes. But one of the men punched me on the jaw, leaving blood foaming in my mouth. I was forced to give him my phone and my laptop, and painfully watched as the man who had punched me rummaged through my files, both sensitive and personal. Behind me, the other men were attacking the other passengers, including 2 young men who they took their phones, transferred all the Bitcoin they had from their wallets into their personal account. The man who had punched me hit me again with the gun on my head. He accused me of being a fraudster, all because he saw the picture of my friend, a white man, saved on my phone. Even though I told him the white man was Douglas Williams, a Canadian TV director, producer, and writer, yet he did not believe me. I told him to check our conversation on Facebook and our email correspondence, that Douglas had reached out to me after reading a short story I had written. He even volunteered to turn it into a screenplay, but I refused. Instead, I told him to teach me how to write one. I didn't want to depend on anybody for handouts. Despite the suffering, despite the negligence by my own government, I was working so hard to stand on my own. But the men of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad had robbed me and destroyed my life's work. When the man realized that all I had said was true, he smashed my laptop on the top. He took my phone and commanded me to open my mobile bank app. Again, I refused. I hadn't done anything wrong. I was a high school teacher working for the federal government, just like they were. But the man hit me on the stomach. I painfully watched as he opened my mobile bank app and transferred the little money I had saved for graduate school. I was crushed. I watched as they drove away, kidnapping 2 of the men on their way. You must have heard of the Nigerian prince, or you must have received an email demanding money from you, but I wasn't the one. If I am what is today referred to as the Nigerian prince, I wouldn't be standing here before you. But the men of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad had stolen from me and destroyed my life's work, because as a Nigerian youth, I am not supposed to own a phone, to have money in my account, or even worse still, have any form of communication with a white man or woman, irrespective of what the conversation was. I was broken. There on the floor lay the broken pieces of my life, my laptop and my phone. including the over 80,000 words novel I had been working on for over 2 years, the feature screenplay I had written, and memories spanning over many years. I remembered the words I had said to my mother before she died, that I would succeed and that I would take my family out of poverty. I felt like I was a failure. I felt like it was the end of the road for me. The next day, I went to the office to report the robbery and destruction of my life's work. But the commanding officer of the unit looked me in the eye and told me that no such thing had happened. The men of the unit had not gone on any raid the previous day. I pointed at the pickup truck which was parked in the garage. I was certain that some of the men who were loitering were those who had attacked me. But he told me something, that if I didn't leave the next minute, that he was going to arrest me. I became afraid. I knew what it meant. I knew that if arrested, there was every possibility that I would be killed, discarded, and forgotten. Many Nigerian youths who are unlawfully incarcerated never make it out. I was crushed. How was I going to get back over the 80,000 words I had written? I had been working on this novel for 2 years because I wanted to document the abuse, the torture. I and my friends had faced in high school as Nigerian students. I wanted to show the world how the educational system had failed me and my friends. But everything I had was gone. Everything I had was destroyed. Despite the fact that I was heartbroken, despite the fact that I was in pain, my friends and I and other Nigerian youths organized a peaceful protest against brutality, against extortion. But on that day, exactly 6 p.m., October 20th, 2020, the Lagos State government, in connivance with the Nigerian military, cut off power. And in the darkness that engulfed us, they shot at us, even though we were waving the Nigerian flag in a peaceful protest. In the chaos and the pandemonium that followed, they kidnapped their victims. As I stand here before you today, I have not seen my friend. No one knows where he is. I searched all the morgues and hospitals in Lagos, but no one had any idea if he was dead or alive. Having waited for so long, his mother died of hypertension. Despite not having any contract with the United States, despite having no obligations to Arizona and NAU, it was this scholarship to the English department that gave me the hope to live again. It was my admission to the creative writing program that gave me the opportunity to dream again, to rewrite my story. But my journey wasn't an easy one. When I wanted to stay, the Nigerian government, through the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, destroyed my life's work. When I wanted to leave, the Nigerian government, again, through the Immigration Service, frustrated my chance of rebuilding my dreams they had destroyed. I thought it was over for me. I thought it was the end of the road. But the chair of the English department told me that I was qualified, the first time someone had ever said such a thing to me. She said I could defer the program and join the next year, but I didn't believe it. No one in my family did. We've had a history of being failed by our own government. So how do you expect me to believe that someone I owed no obligation would have to keep to their word? But the English department kept to their word. Here I am today, 3 times a week. I stand before my students to teach. I work at the Writing Center. I have represented NAU at the AWP conference in Los Angeles. But I wouldn't have had this opportunity if NAU had profiled me the way my government profiled me. I don't consider myself special. I think I am lucky. The fact that I'm here today is because some people somewhere in Arizona believe that an African kid could be given the opportunity to chase their dreams. But I want you to think about something. Think about those who today will be their last sunset because their government have failed them.